You're watching the Alabama Weather Network.
It's Monday, the 29th of December. This is meteorologist James Spann. As advertised, the weather noticeably colder today, but the sky has become mostly sunny across the state, and we are expecting a statewide freeze both tomorrow morning and most likely Wednesday morning as well. When does rain return? What about the weekend ahead? Any chance of snow anytime soon? All the new data is in, so let's take a look at it together as we do. This is the upper air look. And there's a very impressive dynamic trough over the eastern third of the country. And that brought the cold front and the gusty winds in here overnight last night and the cold air that we feel today. Visible satellite view is expected. The sky is cleared over most of the state. Got a band of high cirrus clouds over South Alabama, but the low levels are very dry. The really nasty weather is up here in the northeast United States. It's messy. Rain, freezing rain, snow. Lake effect snow bands are setting up. A very nasty day for the northeast United States. But around here, it's just cold and windy. Temperatures at mid-afternoon, 39 for Huntsville and Cullman. These cities were at 70 at this time yesterday. That's a big one-day drop. We've got 40s down to Greenville and Monroeville. 50s for extreme South Alabama. And again, once the sun goes down, about 4:55 this afternoon, temperatures will come down very quickly. We'll check the watch warning map. We've got winter storm warnings in effect for parts of the northeast United States and around the Great Lakes. Wind advisories for much of the northeast U.S. But obviously, with a cold air mass taking over, no concern with severe storms anytime soon. Here's the severe weather outlook today and tomorrow. Not a single thunderstorm expected around the country. Then on day 3, interesting to note, of all places, there could be a thunderstorm around Los Angeles on New Year's Eve. And unfortunately, that will continue into New Year's Day. And we got the Rose Bowl Thursday in Pasadena, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. This is the new European model output valid Thursday, and that doesn't look good. This is going to be a relatively widespread rain event for Southern California. So it sure looks like periods of rain are likely for both the Rose Bowl parade and the football game. And we've even seen evidence there might be a little bit of thunder and lightning involved here. And to my knowledge, the Rose Bowl has never had a lightning delay in its long history. And hopefully that's not the case this year. But for those that happen to be winging your way west for the Rose Bowl, Alabama, Indiana, take the rain gear. Here's a look at the rain for the next 7 days. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. And while we've got this up here, let's see if the new WPC guidance is in. And it is. So let me drop a couple of these graphics in here. We can kind of watch it change together. This product is updated about 3 o'clock Central Time every afternoon. And I'm doing this live at 3:06. And it's not going to change much. You can see rain between now and Monday night of next week in the 1/2 to 1 inch range for about the northern half of the state, under 1/2 inch for South Alabama. And the next rain event will be late Friday, Friday night, maybe into part of the day Saturday. We'll take a look at the day-by-day breakout in a second. If you missed it, this is the latest drought monitor that was released last week. This product comes out once a week. They'll release it this week on Wednesday. And again, about 74% of the state in drought conditions, so still needs some rain. But let's break it down day by day. Model fans, here we go. European, 12Z run, 4 o'clock tomorrow. Big trough on the eastern seaboard, ridging out west. And again, for us, it's going to be a dry, cold day. Most spots will be in the 20s to start the day. Pretty decent chance we'll see a freeze all the way down to the Gulf Coast early tomorrow morning. And then the high tomorrow in the 40s for most of the state, maybe low 50s for South Alabama. Temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees below average. Wednesday, and again, I think Wednesday morning, same thing. Most of the state will see a freeze. Most locations will start the day in the 20s. But then we begin a warming trend Wednesday afternoon. Most spots will see highs in the 50s, maybe low 60s for South Alabama. This is Thursday. Mostly sunny, highs in the 50s and 60s. And then Friday, a little shortwave comes in, and that might bring a little rain by Friday afternoon, but the better chance of rain will likely be Friday night. This is Friday night at midnight, coming off the European global model. And again, moisture return is fairly limited here. So I don't know if this is going to be a really big rain, maybe a half inch, maybe a little more in spots, but obviously the better totals will be across the northern half of the state. And then Saturday, the bulk of the really meaningful rain by Saturday afternoon should be east of here. So again, at this point, it looks like the better chance of rain will be late Friday, Friday night, early Saturday morning. And temperature's not bad. Most spots will see highs over 60 on Saturday. And then Sunday looks like a beautiful day. The sky will be sunny, highs in the upper 50s for the northern third of the state, 60s elsewhere. And a week from today, this is Monday, the 5th of January, a northwest flow aloft, and once again, we have a dry air mass. Let's go out 10 days. Whoa, Nelly! Look at here. Look at that trough. Goodness gracious. This is Thursday of next week. And the European develops a very high amplitude pattern, big pumped up ridge in the west, downstream trough in the east. And if this happens to verify, that could bring in some really cold air toward the latter half of next week. But we've seen inconsistency in modeling, which we expect 10 days out in the cold season. That's just the way it is. This could change again, but this one particular run looks pretty cold toward the end of next week. And in terms of snow, listen, with a cold air mass that's coming in here, there's always the chance of a few flurries, but we see no evidence of any meaningful, impactful snow or ice for the next 10 days. Beyond that, nobody knows. Here's a look at the precipitation. Rain for the next 15 days, valid through the 13th of January, 2026. The mean still a little over 2 inches, the green line on that chart. And temperatures coming off the NBM, the National Blend of Models. This is an ensemble approach. And again, you can see 40 tomorrow and lows in the 20s, both tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning. And I think we'll see a freeze all the way down to the Gulf Coast both mornings. But then we bounce back, upper 50s Thursday, Friday, low 60s on Saturday, low 60s Monday of next week. And then numbers come back down much of next week at this point, looking seasonal. But again, you've seen evidence that just maybe toward the end of next week, we might see a pretty good shot of cold air. So we'll watch those numbers carefully. We'll be watching the trends. And the latest long-range guidance, I talked about that this morning. This product is coming from CPC. It's not model output. This is a vetted product, and it's had a little bit of a warm bias over the last few weeks. And I'm not so sure I would buy into above-average temperatures. This is for the 6th through the 12th of January. I don't expect or I would not be shocked if that map changes. I'll put it that way, if indeed we see that big cold shot out there toward the end of next week. So that's it. And again, we obviously have no school visits this week. School is still out, back on the road next week. But hey, it's Monday night. You know what that means? It's Weather Brains night for Weather Weenie's greatest, night of the week. Monday night, the weather party will start at 7 o'clock on the Weather Brains YouTube channel. youtube.com/weatherbrains. But most people listen to the audio podcast. That'll be out tomorrow morning. And tonight it's the year ender. Our good friend Greg Carbon, longtime meteorologist at the Storm Prediction Center, NOAA's WPC, the Weather Prediction Center. He will be on with a look back at his 10 big events of the year 2025 nationally. 10 biggest weather events, his meteorological memories, as he calls it. That's always a lot of fun. Greg's been doing that on the show for years and years. So again, that's tonight at 7. I'll be on ABC 3340 News this evening. And don't forget, you can hear my forecast every day on great radio stations around the state, including in Birmingham, 98.7 KISS. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday evening, and God bless.